pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Psycho Worldwide in association with One Mind Entertainment proudly brings to you two of the greatest podcast hosts in the world. Crazy Kevin, he is Dan Jones, and we are Two Fat Guys Podcast. What it do, what it do, what it do.
What's going on, my guy? How you feeling?
I'm Gucci.
Man, it's been a crazy day, but God made a way for me to get to here right now to do this episode that has been long overdue. People been asking for it, and I was here.
Yeah, yes. I'm grateful that you are well and everything worked out.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I got an echo, and I need to find out why. It's low, but I can hear it. But why I figured that hot mess out. Yo, we got a show for y'all tonight. Like Danny said, y'all been asking for it, and now you gonna get it. Because you got it,
Wait,
get it.
gotta do it one time. Ready? Now starting. Oh, I don't got it on my echo.
No, you ain't got the echo. I do for some reason. All right, so look. We got people jumping in already. We are live. Yes, we are, Ms. Lord. Yes, we are live. All right. So tonight we are going to be discussing some heavy stuff, stuff that y'all asked for, and you're going to, you asked for it, so you're going to get it, and be careful what you ask for. It's really just that simple. Hey, you know what? You're gonna start flirting because you be really like right here.
I'm good with it. Keep it going. I'm good with it. Keep it going.
But we are going to be talking about DCEU over and underrated tonight. But we got some friends to come along for the party. I need to do something about that echo. It's killing me. But we got some friends that's coming along for the party. She is back once again. Let's put your hands together for the prettiest nerd that I know, Miss Chris from Coffee and Tea.
That is true.
What up, Shorty? Hey, Dan.
How we doing?
I'm great. Thank you guys for the invitation again.
Not a problem. Welcome to the family.
Definitely. Glad to have you back with us in shenanigans. Hopefully, Big Nah and my homeboy Ryan will be joining us. Nah did hit me up and say he is en route to take care of, husbandly duty, so that comes first, and we understand that. But we are going to be talking about DCEU, excuse me, tonight. So we're going to just be honest with y'all. We told y'all from the beginning we are not really big DC fans. We had nothing against the franchise. Like the old school stuff. We love it. Christopher Reeve, Superman, Adam West, Batman. Earth the Kid, Catwoman. So we got nothing but respect for the original. Yeah, I took it there. Yes, I took it there. The original. But this new stuff. I'm trying to keep the language PG. But the new stuff, the shenanigans, and we need to find out why.
Yeah, find that. Yeah, is it is the Facebook up on your Mac, your other phone?
Yeah, but that's turned down.
You probably might have to mute it completely.
I did. That's the crazy part. It's a complete silent. All right, let me just come out of Facebook.
That'll be hard. First movie. We're going quick.
How about you? Shut up. I think it's my iPad because even though I have my stuff muted and the volume turned down,
keep messing with right now.
All right, it won't go completely down. That's crazy. It's the iPad. Right, so I'm going to close out the iPad. And Danny, you go ahead and do the introduction.
Oh, don't mind if I do. Now, we're basically talking about, like he said, the DCEU, the DC Extended Universe, which actually consists of 15 movies and about 3 shows. We're going to do the first 3. We're going to do them in chronological order, how you should watch the movies. Not when they came out, how you should exactly watch the movies in chronological order. I did it. I did my research online. All of them show you about 6 different ways to watch these movies, and just like this one, it didn't make any sense. But
Okay.
I put it together, and when I put my spin on how it should be watched, I actually found it online, and I was actually hit the right movies at the same time. So, ladies and gentlemen, in chronological order, how you should watch the DCEU. Hit me.
Alrighty, so we're gonna start with the 85 years of Batman, because that's been crazy right there.
Yeah. So let's just say congratulations to Batman, 85th anniversary. It is the first superhero to get his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Just got his own star last couple days ago. Shout out to all the people that have played it over the years. What is it? Adam West, George Clooney, who are Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, George Clooney, R.I.P. Val Kilmer, who was my
Christian
least favorite.
Bale, Val Kilmer.
Well, Christian Bale really didn't play Batman. That was the Dark Knight version. So it was Batman, but it wasn't Batman. That was the what is it? What's the Dark comics called?
The Dark Knight.
The Gothic. It was like the graphic novel. There we go.
Yeah, he put on the suit.
Yeah, no, he's still Batman, but we're talking about like the DCEU.
Oh,
the Dark Knight wasn't really part of that universe.
It wasn't. It wasn't there,
and it was actually successful.
I will honestly say they pretty much, after these 15 movies and episodes, they squashed the DCE universe. Thanks to James Gunn, he's redoing it. And now they're starting off with the Batman. Of course, we know the Batman started off with Robert Pattinson last year and Colin Farrell as the Penguin, which just went back to the Batman's roots of being a detective. So everybody was used to this Batman going around beating up people and having the same name. Mama's name is Superman. So that's a whole other story. We'll get to that movie later on and be upset. Next movie.
So, no, here's my thing.
What's up?
Here's my thing. I love Batman. Now I'm very partial.
Am I gorgeous or somebody else?
No, she was calling Chris gorgeous. Calm down.
Well,
Chris was calling Voorhees gorgeous. Calm
there
down.
you go.
You're not gorgeous.
What? Speak for yourself, boy.
You're very handsome, though.
I appreciate it. Watch yourself now.
We're not doing this, people.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad.
Look, we're not doing this. What was I saying? So I'm partial to like Michael Keaton playing Batman.
It's the GOAT. The GOAT right there.
Yeah, and I know and I know this man's deceased, and I don't mean to talk about him disrespectfully, so God, please forgive me. I just never liked Val Kilmer as an actor. Like, not even in Top Gun, which is my favorite movie. And I love Top Gun, and I just do not like Val Kilmer. Like, the only movie I like Val Kilmer in was just like this 80s science fiction movie. It was a nerd movie he was like this super intelligent nerd at a school for gifted people that was like had high IQs and stuff. And he made his business. Yeah, and to me, that was a great movie. I enjoyed that movie. I could watch that movie now. And to me, that's like his only good movie. I know other people will go, no, he was in this and he was good. He was in this and he was good. So
I'm about to be one of them people.
All right. So hold on. We're gonna let our guest speak. You go ahead, Chris.
I actually liked Val Kilmer as Batman.
Thank you.
So you talked about how in the Robert Pattinson version that he got back to being the detective, and in this, like the version of it that Val Kilmer played, there was a little bit of that detectiveness that came out. And I like the fact that he was a very like stoic Batman. Like he wasn't overly happy, he wasn't overly sad. He was very much middle of the road. And when you think about Batman and you think about the fact that he came, it was tragedy that caused him to become the Batman. He's not going to be overly happy or goofy. And I like George Clooney, don't get me wrong, but his Batman was kind of goofy. Especially when they got into like the Batman and Robin and the Reese
Poison Ivy and everything.
Yeah, when it started getting into that, and you
Dr.
know,
Freeze.
Iceman, Dr. Freeze, yeah, like it just started getting goofy.
Out of all the people they could have got to be Dr. Freeze, you got Arnold
They
Schwarzenegger.
picked somebody who don't speak English.
And how long he's been in this country?
Right.
How long?
Right.
His accent, our accent is thick. You heard all.
But
I was saying Chopper for
his
years.
Batman was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't. I'm sorry, I just didn't like him. But go ahead, Dan. What's your opinion of the late Val Kilmer as Batman?
I was a fan of the Val Kilmer. First of all, I had nothing against this man. I underestimated him as an actor for a long time until I started going back and watching like Young Guns and all them other movies. And then I seen my dad's favorite movie, God Rest His Soul, Tombstone. And even Doc Holliday. That was it for me. I loved the guy ever since. Then I had to see Top Gun because everybody in my house seen Top Gun. I only like Top Gun. Like the last one was fire.
You don't disrespect Top Gun, yo.
I ain't seen it.
You never seen the original Top Gun?
No, I saw the original.
But you haven't seen Maverick?
No.
Oh, you need to see Maverick.
Have no desire.
Maverick was the best one. You need to see that one.
You need to see Maverick because it literally has a really good continuation story.
It ain't what?
It was worth the 20+ year wait. I promise you.
I ain't no Top Gun been out 20 years until last year. Matter of fact, until I played it on Rock Band. That was about 10 years ago. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of me flying around in the jet all day long, preparing, trying not to die.
He was not flying around in a jet all day long, preparing not to die.
Sir, I have trouble with that walking on the ground. I'm doing the plane.
Like, look, don't, because we can have a whole discussion. I like your Superman shirt. I just peeped it. It's kind of low key, like you're not paying attention. See, at this angle, it looks like a Tyson Punch-Out character.
That's what I thought it was.
Because it looks like the top of the cape was a glove.
The glove.
Right. And I saw Christopher Reeve's head. I was like, oh, that's Superman. Okay.
Yep, and it's got a lot of the other characters on the sleeve. So it's the Flash and Wonder Woman and all that stuff.
Okay.
Your shirt should say dun 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 dun.
I wore it for this show.
We appreciate it.
That's right.
Definitely appreciate it. Like I said, I'm just not. I'm not a. I don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking the movies he done. Val Kilmer did a lot of good movies. I just wasn't a big fan of his, and maybe because like the first thing I see him outside of that science fiction movie when I was a kid was Top Gun, and I just felt like sometimes he liked to overact. It's some stuff. So I think that's what kind of turned me off from him. But to see him in Maverick before he passed, I thought that was awesome.
So, question: your best, since we sticking with the 85th anniversary of Batman, who was your best portrayal? What was your best portrayal of Batman, and which was your best villain?
Oh, I said it before. Michael
Christian
Keaton.
Bale and Heath Ledger.
Michael Keaton. See, we on the same thing, but for different reasons. I'm gonna go Michael Keaton for like the comic book aspect of Batman, and Jack Nicholson as the Joker, because he played the funny version of the Joker very well. He had a little darkness, but he played the psychotic part of I won't say psychotic, but the psychotic humor side of Joker really well. Now Christian Bale brought out that graphic novel version of Batman where he was dark and really, really didn't have a heart. and Batman was borderline conceited, like almost self-absorbed a little bit when he was Bruce Wayne. And then,
I mean, wouldn't you be if you could walk outside and get 20 girls in 5 minutes?
right? But in the comic, Bruce Wayne was humble. Even in the animated series, Bruce Wayne was humble. So the graphic novel, Bruce Wayne is kind of cocky, conceited, a little bit self-absorbed. And right, and like you said, Heath Ledger, R.I.P. to him. That nobody can ever play that Joker again. Not even like the Joker movie. That's he owns that character for the rest of eternity. And I'm sorry that's the character that brought him so much trauma and turmoil, internal turmoil, because he was talking about how he was having nightmares and he couldn't sleep, and that's how he wound up taking the medicine so he could get sleep. Now he was on his way home. We got you now. So it's that to me it was poetically sad. Like
you know what? I could compare it to this. I just stuttered. That's amazing. I ain't stuttered in years.
That's a lie right there. Go ahead.
First of all, there's 2 lies I just told. 2. Get it right.
2.
I know what.
2.
Listen, we what? 20 minutes in? Shenanigans. Check.
18.
So,
18.
So, listen. What was my thought at just now? Oh, yeah. I compared the death of Heath Ledger to the death of Brandon Lee. No matter how many times you reenact this movie, I'm sorry. There'll never be another. I guess because of the impact they had in the movie. And as kids growing up, the Crow was damn near borderline scary for us to walk around white paint on and black leather with a bird.
Very true.
You do that in the neighborhood now, you're done. Can you imagine somebody walking around in Park Heights like that?
I didn't find the Crow scary. I found it a very good, interesting story, but I just never found it scary. But I get what you're saying. The difference, yeah, I can see that because even though Brandon Lee was killed on the set during the filming of the second one? The second Crow?
The second one.
So, but Heath Ledger was an accidental suicide from overdose. So, either way, it's just 2 iconic actors that left an impression on one character that was legendary because the Joker's been around for 80-something years, and then Brandon Lee bringing the Crow to life. And I don't appreciate. I'm gonna be honest. I know you kind of did the trailer reaction a few months ago for the new Crow movie. I'm not looking forward to seeing it because just from the trailer alone, it looks like trash. Daniel,
I'm not talking to you right now. I'm not talking to you.
Silence.
Because I know he can't be doing that because y'all know we be having technical issues.
Jesus, yeah.
Right, and you're just like,
what? That boy don't know how to freeze.
But here's my thing. Like, for as many times as they've done reiterations of Batman, we always go back to the same 2 villains. It's always, I mean, the Dark Knight being outside of that, it's not a part of the DCEU, but we always go back to the Penguin and Joker. I think that's probably why I like the Val Kilmer version more, because they pulled out at least one of them that they hadn't done yet. And I think Jim Carrey did like an amazing job as the Riddler, because from the TV show and from what I know, the very little bit that I know about the Riddler in the comic books, like that man was nuts. And
he was. Absolutely.
Jim Carrey played a very like far gone like Riddler. And I wish they would do the other villains versus recycling the same 2 or 3. Like, we keep going back to Two-Face. We keep going back to the Penguin. We keep going back to the Joker. Not to say that the Joker is not an iconic villain for Batman, but still, he wasn't the only one.
No, but he was his ultimate protagonist, though.
Understood.
Antagonist, excuse me, antagonist.
Understood. But to your point,
it's almost like Superman and Lex Luthor. Like Superman had other people, but for some reason, it always came back to Lex Luthor. What are you doing, Dan?
You mentioned Superman. My stomach started hurting. I'm sorry. Give me a minute to get myself back together.
Don't say that when Brian get on here, cause
we already had this discussion. He know. It's all good. I'm in that boat with you. Like you keep portraying the same two villains. I know who they are. You can give me another villain. Like anybody from the Suicide Squad could have did a good job being a good protagonist for Batman. I don't want to keep seeing the Joker. The Joker's getting played out. Unless he got a little Joker kid.
Here was my problem. Here was my problem with the Penguin. Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito is a great actor, and I love Danny DeVito. I've been watching that guy since Taxi, and yeah, I just dated. There's a lot of great actors that came from Taxi.
Taxi, yeah, very many.
Very many, and they're still acting to this day, which is crazy.
Ted Danson, I don't see that at all.
No, but Ted Danson is producing now. He's like executive producer and stuff. Like
Stay there.
His background. Danny DeVito playing Penguin almost that ruined that character for me because they made the Penguin look like granted he was right. Yeah, like I understand he was an orphan, but they made it seem like he was an orphan that was rejected by everybody. Like, but that wasn't the case with the Penguin. And it was too comic.
Who did that movie?
It was too comic for me.
You got to realize who did that movie. Tim Burton.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Tim Burton tries to make everything the same way, and you can't do that.
They weren't bad movies though. They were just too animated.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but he tried to make live action animated movies.
You can't do that. Can you imagine sitting there for a live action Nightmare Before Christmas?
Absolutely not. But I promise you, they're gonna try it.
They would try.
Especially since he just did Beetlejuice. Come on now.
Which was hard. I'm sorry. That was hard.
I'll take your word for I haven't seen it yet.
But I'm going to.
But we got a newcomer coming to this new challenger, as they used to say on Tekken.
You need that coin.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna bring our boy on. He is the host of Marriage Life, and please forgive me, Marriage. I need to write his bio down because Brian got like 18 different podcasts now. So Marriage Life, in the basement would be, riding would be, catching the bus with Brian, shopping at Costco's, all these other little shows he got going on. I'm trying to be like him when I grow up.
Not shopping at Costco's.
I'm trying to be like him when I grow up. And he
said Wendy's would be.
At Wendy's. At Dunkin' Donuts would be.
Coffee shop. Coffee talk with Brian. Let's bring our boy on, Brian J. Brian J. Welcome to the show, man.
Y'all got jokes. Y'all got jokes. Y'all at the cookout with B right now.
At the cookout, I told you, we got a whole new show.
Listen, right. TCB, the cookout with B.
TCB.
I can't with y'all. I can't.
Yo, what's going on, family? Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on, good people? How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right.
So,
are you in the community again?
I actually am. Yeah, I am out in the community.
Y'all gonna stop giving 92Q references.
On the show, yeah.
Right. And they not even the same 92Q no more.
And they ain't cutting no checks neither.
Nope.
Nobody been the same since.
Shut up. Let it go. So, just to let you know, Brian, we've been talking about the 85 years of Batman. We're currently referring to the different characters of Batman, like the different incarnations of Batman, from Michael Keaton to Adam West to help me out, Dark Knight. We said his name earlier.
Christian Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale. Thank you. And the different
George Clooney,
villains.
Ben Affleck.
Right, and then like the different villains with Nicholas. I'm going to say Nicholas Cage. Jesus Christ, Jack
What are
Nicholson.
you doing?
I'm tired. Heath Ledger, and so forth and so on. Chrissy just mentioned the Riddler that was played by Jim Carrey. I was talking about the Penguin by Danny DeVito, who I'm not a fan of that character, and Mr. Freeze was just trash.
What? My man said today it would be a chill in the air. He had the cheesiest lines.
Very
First
much
of all,
so. Like
your
ridiculous.
big ass
Like,
shouldn't be in the blue ice suit. You should have been in the ice suit.
Kevin, you made a reference to like the comic book live action, like that. Them three,
Yeah.
like too comic-y for me. Like
Hey,
way.
listen, I do suggest that we watch The Penguin that's on HBO.
Yeah.
That was hard. And that's only one episode. I give that. That's up there with Agatha All Along on Disney Plus. Them two shows are going to battle.
I love that show, by the way.
They're going to battle this end of this shit to the rest of this year. Them two are going to battle. And it's going to be a pleasure to see who gets the most ratings.
Hold on, let Brian go because he's about to say something.
No, I was just saying, as far as the Batman, the way I have broke it down, I believe honestly the best overall, as far as best Bruce Wayne and best
You're
Batman,
going to say it.
was Ben Affleck.
That wasn't what you're supposed to say.
Right.
George Clooney, I like George Clooney's Bruce Wayne.
No.
George Clooney played an excellent Bruce Wayne. He sucked as Batman. Christian Bale was a great Batman. He wasn't believable to me as Bruce Wayne.
What? Yo, he had the graphic novel Bruce Wayne down to a T. Because graphic...
He had the year one Bruce Wayne. He was the year one Bruce Wayne. He was I get it, the cocky buying everything. Honestly, to tell you the truth, my favorite Bruce Wayne in live action was the Bruce Wayne in Gotham.
Okay.
With the boy?
The little boy. He had
I hate how the fact they try to match the timelines up to the movies. Like, you trying to make the Joker a pedophile. That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah. I'm not even going to talk about the Joker movies. I wasn't a fan of either one of them. Well, the first one. And I don't think I'm
going to say part two not out yet.
The second one is not out yet.
But you're the first person I heard to say that the Joker movie was bad.
So, okay. The reason why I'm not a fan of the Joker movie, I feel certain people or certain characters shouldn't need a backstory. If you get what I'm saying, the Joker is one of those villains. I don't need to know how the Joker became the Joker.
I kind of do.
I like the Joker as this mysterious character that no one knows who he is, where he comes. I like that mysterious about. The same with Han Solo. I hated the fact they did a Han Solo prequel movie. I love the fact he bragged about the 12 parsecs. I didn't need to see him do it. You get what I'm saying? Like, some characters I just don't need to see. Like, just have that mystery about them. That, like, yeah, I didn't
a certain
need
level of mystique. You like a certain level of mystique.
I don't need to know why.
I could dig that, but I felt like with the Joker movie itself, it just if you saw the first Dark Knight movie, you already had your background of the Joker. To me, they gave you enough to know why he became the way he became. Not like in the Batman movie with Jack Nicholson when it was the chemical accident and his face got all, he had the permanent smile on his face from the surgery. That was a little different. That was more comic book based. But the Dark Knight movies was based on the graphic novel, so that was a little bit deeper and how he became the Joker and what pushed him over. But I think Batman is going to be one of those things where you're either going to love it, you're going to hate it, or you're going to find that gray area because there's so many different what's the word I'm looking for here?
Variations.
Thank you. Incarnations of them.
No, I said variation.
Yeah, variation, same thing.
There's two people now I want to see play Batman.
It is. Who?
Justin Ackles from Supernatural and Alan Richman from Reacher.
I
And
can see the problem is the guy from Supernatural. I can see more of a Superman than Batman. Oh, hold on. Are you talking about the older brother or the younger brother? Because I don't know their names.
Me neither. Me neither. I don't know.
I know he does all the voices. He's been voicing Batman for the past couple of movies.
So that's the younger one. That's the younger
If
one.
you watch the Infinity on Crisis,
Right.
He's been the voice of that Batman for those. I won't be. I'm not gonna be satisfied, and it probably won't ever happen. But I won't be satisfied until I see William Dafoe as the Joker, or even the Scarecrow.
I see him more as the Scarecrow, not the Joker, but more the Scarecrow.
I mean, well, technically, he was the Scarecrow. He was throwing pumpkins around as the Green Goblin.
No, shut up, yo. It's not the same, yo.
He was just on the hoverboard.
That's a whole different franchise. Shut up.
But they were pumpkin bombs he was throwing, though.
Stop. No, yo, stop. No.
Look at my good eye and tell me I'm lying.
No.
Not your good eye. Not your good eye.
You're lying.
All right. I got this is my Forrest Whitaker Black Panther eye.
With Forrest Whitaker Black Panther?
Again, wrong franchise.
I know. It is.
He
mentioned William Dafoe. He ain't in DC at all.
Yes, he is.
My man got the cops behind him. He is definitely in the community.
He's in DC franchise.
I thought I was the only one that heard the cop sign. Okay.
I'm dead.
He look at you. He looking like, where they go?
You're gone?
All right, Miss Voorhees said that was a good pick that you shouted out, Brian. Jensen Ackles.
I don't know. I'm lost. I don't know.
Yeah,
all right, so we're going to move on from Batman because I feel like we can be here all night talking about Batman and not really get anywhere with this. So we're going to move on. I'm just going to put it up there. Wonder Woman. Like if we go back, and I know Danny, I know we had a limit, like as far back, like we wasn't doing like the 80s and the 70s stuff. But Wonder, come on, man! Like when you was a kid watching the Wonder Woman reruns in the original series,
wasn't it Linda Blair?
Linda Carter.
Who was it?
Yeah,
Linda Carter. Yeah, I mean, was it Linda?
Who
was Linda Blair?
What'd you say?
Linda Blair played what character?
I don't even know who Linda Blair is.
She's an actress. She's an actress. Watch your mouth. She's an actress.
Yeah.
I don't know who she is.
You're in a whole different franchise.
I'm in a whole different age bracket with that movie with her. Jesus Christ.
Linda Blair is an American actress and activist.
I don't know about the other
shows like The Exorcist.
She's on The
Exorcist 2.
Yeah.
The Exorcist Believer, Savage Street, Born Innocent, and Repossessed.
She's a demonic person. I see that already. Got that. Mm-hmm.
No, actually, Repossessed was a movie with Leslie Nielsen. So you know that was tomfoolery.
That was the Naked Gun. Sorry, not doing it. Wonder Woman. Let's go. Let's get it. Not doing it for you today. Not doing it for Taker.
Not all at once. Come on, people. All right. No, I do. I will always love. I'm always the guy that loves the original. People that play like certain characters. So Linda Carter has always been like the best Wonder Woman for me. Now I will say, and I'm not even going to attempt because I'm going to butcher her name.
Gal Gadot.
Yeah, thank you. Her. She's definitely a close second. Like she played Wonder Woman to a T. I'm starting crazy. I am. It's in my name. Why are you pointing out the obvious?
You even spell it different. You're local.
Nope. Nope. I'm unique. I'm unique with my craziness. But no, I did. I loved her as Wonder Woman. The accent kind of threw me a little bit because I'm like, Wonder Woman doesn't have an accent. But other than that,
But you
I
don't
mean,
think
she's
she
from the
would.
Amazon.
She's not from the Amazon. She is the Amazon.
It's the same difference.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Bruh. So you mean to tell me if you lived in Towson, but you moved to Baltimore, you're not a Baltimorean?
No.
This man's a racist.
And she's not even from this planet. So she can't be from Amazon.
Nah, she's not from this planet, bro.
I mean, what?
She is from our planet.
Did you just ask me how is Wonder Woman not from this planet?
She's from our planet, bro.
Y'all are special.
Listen,
Yo,
I'm gonna read the synopsis.
Wonder Woman and her whole planet were warriors, yo. They was like with Zeus. She knew Zeus.
She lived on an island.
Yeah.
I know Zeus.
She lived on an island.
Right.
The mascara, yeah.
No, hold on.
Yes.
Yes.
How else are you gonna meet the airplane pilot? He's an airplane pilot.
First of all, it was an invisible airplane.
She lived on an island named
In the
Themyscira.
30s.
Shut up. Yeah, I could have sworn. So why I get the Zeus reference from with Wonder Woman?
Well, she's associated with the Greek gods.
Okay.
She's associated. Think of.
Is she like a demigod or something?
She's a demigod. She's Zeus's
That's what
daughter.
it is.
But she lived on an island named Themyscira that had no men. Her mom created her from a pile of clay.
Right.
Zeus breathed life into her. Bam, we got Wonder Woman.
All right. That's where I got my Zeus reference from. That's why I thought she was from another planet.
No. Yeah.
All right. You feel better? You were right. For once.
I do. I feel a lot better. I feel like I just passed my class today.
And you still failed.
Read the synopsis, man.
What you say?
I told him read the synopsis because y'all
Yeah.
are like Tom and Jerry for real.
Yeah. This love. Go ahead. Read the synopsis of Wonder Woman.
Which one would I be?
I'm not making that decision. Read the synopsis, Dan.
Before she was Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. She was Diana, princess of the Amazon, trained to be an unconquerable warrior, raised on a sheltered island paradise. Diana meets an American pilot, Chris Prime, who tells her about a massive conflict that's raging in the outside world. Convicted that she can stop the threat, Diana leaves her home for the first time, fighting alongside men in war to end all wars. She finally discovers her powers and fulfills her true destiny. Release date June 2nd, 2017. Based on DC Comics. Sold box office it weighed $824 million, and it took $149 million to make it. So you think about them numbers.
So hold on. How much did it cost them to make?
$149 million.
And what did they make from the movie?
$824 million.
Oh.
I think that was a good return.
Mm-hmm.
Safe to say that it was enough to make a sequel and a third. And the objection?
All right. Before we jump into the second movie, let's talk about this one.
Yep.
I thought this. All right. This movie gave me hope for DC. I was like, okay, this one, great story, great background. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let's bring in our honorary brothers and armed fat guy, Big Nah.
What up?
We got a whole household today.
Hey, we got the whole full household here, the gang.
Sorry, I'm tardy for the party. I put on a Superman shirt just in case. I don't.
Don't y'all know any other characters?
No, I mean my Batman shirt. Is a little holy. Cow Batman.
No.
that went over. That didn't fly over. Okay, never mind.
No, I caught it. I heard you. I was just hoping you wouldn't go there, but you did.
I did.
Yeah, you gotta have. Yeah. Thank God for Adam West and the old school Batman Robin show.
Actual gentleman who is well known for apparently slapping meats. Had to get that in there. All right, go ahead. Have a ball.
Really?
We're not doing this. So the Wonder Woman movie was great. We were talking about Wonder Woman. Just to let you know now. Wonder Woman was great, the first one. And I liked it because I thought it was a fresh start for DC. And DC was like, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is moving forward. And I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I thought the action sequences was good. I thought even the one-liners that she would spit out every once in a while was like good.
Right.
She was a lot funnier than what I thought she was going to be. And the reason why I say that is because after watching her in Fast and Furious, and it took me a minute to realize it was her too. But after seeing her in Fast and Furious playing such a serious role, and then it seemed like a little comedy side of it, I thought that was pretty awesome. Great villain that they picked for the introduction of the Wonder Woman franchise. They gave a lot of backdrop for her, and I enjoyed it. I was like, okay, DC, all right, you might got something here. And then they did 84, which we want to get into later. What you think? Nah, because you was a couple times.
I agree with everything you said about the movie itself. The movie was very well done. I would have hoped for a bigger, maybe a little more muscular Wonder Woman. Still feminine but a little thicker. But she did the role well. The bad guy, he's good in certain other things. I would have probably went a different route with the villain, but He didn't really do nothing for me, but he did his job. I think they could have found a different Ares. It could have been somebody. Looked like Ares was supposed to be her father instead of somebody on the same age or wavelength with her. I would have looked for like a younger version of Ares to play that role, but it worked.
I think they could have got a younger God of War.
Yes, it was a good knockout of the park for the first go round. Now the second one. Yeah,
we're gonna talk about that in a second. Go ahead, Brian.
Honestly, I haven't seen Wonder Woman completely through. I've watched it here and then I know I've watched enough to know about the movie. To me, it felt like this was DC's Captain America and the First Avenger.
Yeah,
It could have went that route where if they could have built upon that and grew their franchise, just their cinematic universe so much off of that. But like I said, I mean, Ares, like now I say, yeah, they could have went a little younger with um Ares,
Ares.
but love the story. Like I say, from what I saw, I love the story. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, I loved it. She had the accent, which lent to her exotic nature of herself. Like she's not fully be of this world, so she's not gonna look, sound, and do some of the same things as quote man's world, as they say. So it was definitely a good look with her being, some exotic descent. But yeah, I think after Wonder Woman, it literally just fell off the deep end. I think Wonder Woman was their crescendo, and then they're like, fuck it, we ain't gonna try no more.
All right, go
I
ahead,
think
Chris.
after Wonder Woman, they're like, nope.
Because Chris looked like she's sitting on something. Go ahead.
I'm not like I really am not. I'm listening. So I agree with mostly everything everybody else said. Like Wonder Woman is my absolute favorite character. I wish they would have done a different villain. Like I would have liked to have seen like Dr. Poison or what's that other girl name? Like Cheetah or somebody like that. Like I would have loved to see somebody different than Ares. And that's a personal thing. But I loved how they started it. I loved how they told the story. And that was it. The other two I thought were horrible, but that really is it.
I would say we got Cheetah, and then look what happened when we got it.
I know, but that's why I said it should have. To me, it should have been like I would have liked to have seen Cheetah first, and then
I agree.
I feel like Aries could have been like a second or third. But again, I think that's just personal preference.
I think everybody felt that way. I think everybody agreed.
I think Ares could have been her Thanos level type of villain, just
yes,
in the
and
background.
that's kind of more how I thought about
like
it.
lead up to Aries.
Yeah.
You fight Aries.
Just for the simple fact of the matter that Aries is at her level, like to us, because she's not from this planet, like just like Superman, she literally is a god, like god level strength, all that kind of stuff. So why would you put her first against somebody that's at her level and not somebody that just might be, like the first castle boss or somebody versus like the game boss?
I like the Mario reference. I like that. I'm sorry. I'm listening to you, and I agree to a degree, but for some reason, my ADD mind went to when you said God level. My mind went, who would win a fight between Superman and Goku at God instinct? But that's just me.
That's another show. That's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother show.
Sir, come on.
Well, I mean, for all its faults with Wonder Woman, just think. I read an article that at one point they was going to make Wonder Woman Kryptonian. They was going to do away with the whole Themyscira backstory with her. She was going to be the one that was in that pod that Cal found in Man of Steel. At one point, Gal Gadot was going to be playing a version. It's going to be like an amalgamation of Wonder Woman, Supergirl, and Power Girl.
So it's getting ready to do a He-Man She-Ra situation?
Almost like that. I'm just glad he didn't go that route.
Yeah, I'd have been extremely pissed. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you.
And I don't think they would have recovered from that.
I would wonder if they're going to go the route of doing like Nubia.
They ain't ready for that yet.
I mean, that could pretty much save the series, save the franchise. But that's just my personal opinion. Whenever your ratings are falling, you go get somebody black and they boom.
But again, DC is very much into retelling the same freaking story. Like at some point, you have to just wipe it clean and start with something different. And granted, I know we haven't gotten to this point yet, but I feel like that's what they tried.
I think we have. We are beyond that.
I feel like that's what they tried to do with Black Adam, though they should never let the prisoners write the script.
You never let the inmates run the asylum.
I actually like Black Adam, though. I thought
I'm not saying it was bad.
I am.
What I am saying
that's another day. That's part 3, Sarah.
That's part 3. Okay. I'm back.
What I am saying is that they tried to wipe the slate to kind of restart the engines with that, and I just feel like they should have picked a different character.
You're doing a lot of air quotes down. Yeah, you're gonna give your 2 fingers carpal tunnel. Just
no.
There's a lot of air quotes going on over there, buddy. Go ahead, Danny.
I'm not doing this today.
Go ahead, Danny.
I know I am. Shenanigans master. I'm done. I agree with everybody's been saying about Wonder Woman. Me personally, I understand what Chris is saying. They take too long to retelling these stories. I think there's a personal battle. They're actually trying to keep up with their competition. Because a lot of their movies are really looking like knockoffs of what's already been done with another franchise, another corporation. So when we look at them again, it's like, nah, this ain't gonna work. What?
Is it a knockoff or is it, well, if that formula worked over there, let me try this over here?
Yeah, right. Like that formula worked over here with the House of M, but it's not gonna work over here in DC. You know what I'm saying? And them retelling that story is making it look BS. I agree with Brown when he said that Ares should have been the end all Thanos level guy. They could have built up to him in all these movies. That would have been better for them.
So, all right, I'm gonna ask you this, and I'm not disagreeing with you, O'Brien. I think everybody here raised a valid point, but let's run with that just for a little bit here.
What
All
up?
right, let's say that they did decide to do that. Ares as the final boss. The final boss. Wrestling reference, Chris. It's a wrestling reference.
Thank you.
Put you one up, Chris. Just put you one up, Chris. That's all you need to do. Put you one up. Put you one up.
Don't do that.
Thank you.
You know, if they just say Ares as the final boss, do you think people would have been interested up until that point? Because if the first two movies was as bad as the last two movies, do you think people would have made it to the crescendo?
Probably not.
I think so.
But I mean, it's one of those. It's those what if scenarios. Like if they had better writing, like DC was always behind the eight ball when it came to telling their cinematic universe. They wasn't expecting movies like Iron Man, Avengers. They wasn't expecting those movies to make the money that they did. I've had conversations and arguments with other people when I flat out said Marvel has more popular characters than DC. Outside of Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, no one's going to watch their movies.
And the argument that those same people will make is that DC's been around longer than Marvel. And
but if you're not telling compelling stories,
the
it
bulk
doesn't
of
matter how
Marvel.
long you are.
That is absolutely true because these people, I have people go, well, if it wasn't for Stan Lee, then it wouldn't be no Marvel.
I kind of disagree with the point that he said. You know, not a hard disagreement, a light disagreement. I thought growing up, I was more drawn to the DC characters because of the Super Friends show. So they had, to me, more popular superheroes over there than Marvel. I got to get into Marvel as I got older.
But I think somewhere around the 90s it shifted.
It shifted when the X-Men cartoon came out, pretty much.
And when X-Men hit, that's when the shift happened towards Marvel. That's when the kids like us that was used to watching Superman and Batman and Aquaman and all these other legendary DC characters, like the Justice League cartoon, like you said, Super Friends. We was used to watching that, so it was really nothing else. And then X-Men hit, and it was like, who in the hell is the dude with the laser eyes?
Right. Honestly, if you look at, I suggest everybody look at it before we go to the next movie. I know it's not a part of, but X-Men '97 behind the scenes, when there's a guy, one of the co-creators is actually saying exactly what Kevin said. He was like, back then, all you had was your three favorite cartoons. You had no choice to watch. So when the '90s came out and Wolverine and them was out, I was like, wait a minute, this guy's just like me, short and angry. You know what I'm saying? Everybody fits somebody. I am short and angry. He fit me the most. I'm sorry, Chris. You had to see that side of me, my emotional side. Yeah.
So, I'm just so touched. But I feel like, to Naeem's point,
that was a quick touch. Like she just moved on that fast.
Yeah. That's because the last time when I asked Dan for his phone number, he didn't give it to me. So, but that's neither here nor there.
And it's recorded. He ignored you too.
I'm just playing.
It's an archive.
I'm just playing.
Right.
To Naeem's point,
it is on forever record on the internet.
To Naeem's point, you're gonna have people, I think, regardless, that are gonna go out and watch DC movies because they grew up with DC stuff. So, to Brian's thought that if they would have had Ares as the final boss, that people wouldn't have gone to see it. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think people would have gone with the expectation that it's going to get better. I think it's the same way that people did Wakanda Forever. We all knew that it wasn't going to be great because Chadwick was no longer with us. And people went to see it because they had hope that it was going to be like stand up to the same measure as the first one, though it would be different. I think people would have gone to see it had the movie was good, the story was good. They just should have changed the villain.
No, I get what you
wasn't
said.
the whole point of them leading to the dark side? Isn't the dark side supposed to be like their version of Thanos? Isn't it all of it supposed to lead up?
Yeah,
dark side.
So I mean, I get it. That was just a question that popped in my head, and I felt like I wanted to ask that to see what everybody's opinion was. I'm a little bit in the middle. I think people still would have went, like Chris said, would have went to go see it, but I don't think they didn't want to go see it for the story. I think people would have went just because they're loyal to the franchise.
Yeah.
You know, just like people. Granted, the Marvel movies is great, but
don't you say it.
But
I know
people still went and saw Thor.
I know
Love
it.
and Thunder. All right. Look, Naeem, I know we had this conversation when we talked about the
Why do you keep insisting on insulting Thor: Love and Thunder, bro?
I know.
It was not in my opinion.
I like that movie.
I guess I'm on an island of freaking one. I did not enjoy the movie.
It was cinematic.
It was not
laughter. I mean, it was soft. It was light. It was fluffy.
And
that's what we needed at the time.
Well, no, and that's the problem. That movie should not have been that. I'm with Danny. Me and Danny gonna stand on this.
The man lost his father. He lost his brother. He lost his eye.
Have been.
His hammer got broke up.
Dude, you put Killmonger in this movie. It should have been bloodshed and violence.
Listen,
it
was funny for the goats alone. The goats alone had
and
me.
You put a bastard child. You gave him a bastard child.
Only reason I'm saying it wasn't good was just because of that fact that they ruined the villain for me. That was perfectly done for me. They ruined it. Like I said, when I first seen it, I was all happy with it. And then after the fifth time, I was like, yo, I'm really depressed right now. I'm really depressed. Like, I would have watched paint dry before I watched that again.
Come on, justification of that movie was great.
Sir, you are currently talking about the DC franchise that gave you Green Lantern, they gave you they gave you Wonder Woman 84, but you want to bash Love and Thunder.
Blue Beetle was hard.
We're not going to talk about Green Lantern. All right, we're not going to talk about Green Lantern. That's coming later, though. We will talk about Green Lantern, just not tonight.
Right.
Thank God.
Wonder Woman 84.
Yes, Wonder Woman 84.
14,000 versions of Batman.
You heard about this.
8,200 versions of Superman.
But the different variations of Batman were good, though. The other one wasn't great.
Are you talking about this last version?
With the sparkling vampire?
No, I ain't talking about that one.
I was waiting for his skin to turn into diamonds.
Me too.
I'm not talking about the one from Twilight. No.
Don't do Elwood like that. Don't do that.
Us on this podcast, but that's Salt's version of Batman. I know you ain't talking about that dude was good.
That was good, my man. It's a clock.
I took the earpiece out because I can't hear the shenanigans. I took the earpiece out because I don't want to hear the shenanigans. Okay.
That Batman was softer than drugstore cotton.
Shut up, y'all.
Oh, wow.
Oh man.
Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah.
Trash.
Diana Prince lives quietly among mortals in the vibrant, sleek 1980s, an era of access driven by the pursuit of having it all. Though she's coming to her own full power, she maintains a low profile by curating ancient artifacts and only performing heroic acts incognito. But soon Diana will have to muster all her strength, wisdom, and courage to find herself squaring off with her most powerful villain ever, Maxwell Lord and the Cheetah, a villainess possessed on superhero strength and agility.
The next movie.
Hold on. Before we jump into this, your synopsis said that this was during the 80s. When did the first Wonder Woman movie take place? What decade was that?
Wasn't it like the 1940s or something?
Yeah, it was in the 40s.
Like World War II.
40s or 30s.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
release date for this was on Christmas 2020. Box office, it made 169.6 million. The budget was 200 million. So we can
So
see
they
why
lost money.
they lost a lot of money. If you can't
And they
double,
did
you
a
ain't getting
third
a sequel.
one. And they did a third one.
They did a third one.
No, my bad. They were talking about doing a third one, to that second one flopped.
But the rumors they blame it on COVID the same way Scarlett Johansson did Black Widow. I'm sorry.
No, that had nothing to do with
That
COVID.
movie was garbage.
Yeah, it was trash.
And I went to go to the theaters to see that for my birthday.
Oh, damn.
Your birthday is on Christmas?
The day after.
They was out here
man,
pushing movies just to get them out so they could say it was on time. But Scarlett could have been pushed back. That could have waited.
Yo, Wonder Woman 84 was a waste of film.
Time.
I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't sit through this whole movie. I got it when the credits came on.
It messed Pedro up so bad he jumped to Marvel and became Mr. Fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
It messed him up so bad he became the Mandalorian.
Right, he's in two franchises under the same umbrella. Yo, the Mandalorian and Mr. Fantastic, and they're both owned by Marvel and Disney.
It's not a lot you can say about it.
I can't even find a good redeeming quality about
There's
this movie. You know what was the best part of this movie?
The credits.
The end.
Credits.
Like,
savages, yo.
I wanted so much for this movie because it was set in the 80s. We was gonna see the Cheetah, which is my favorite Wonder Woman villain. Like, I thought this was gonna be Maxwell Lord is such an underrated villain. If you read Identity Crisis, he's such a this dude had the mind power to take over Superman's mind. He used Superman as his personal puppet, and yet you reduced him to a business tycoon, almost a televangelist in some cases. Like,
so was he like Kilgrave to Jessica Jones?
He was. I guess that was what they was trying to go for.
You talking about Kilgore?
Kilgrave from Jessica Jones with Mind Game.
Yeah. But I tried so hard to find something good about this movie. I couldn't.
The soundtrack.
Yeah.
I will admit, the music for these DC movies be hard. It ain't nothing but bass and guitar, and this goes hard.
No,
but
no,
no
because they had like a lot of 80s.
It was one good thing about
it. I mean, music in the movie.
It was one good thing about that movie. At the end, we did get to see Linda Carter.
Yeah.
In the end, like that's
Linda
awesome.
Carter,
like the whole story with Steve possessing another body. Like
I
that movie was horrible.
I've said it on this show before. If you got a good story, it can save a bad movie.
Yes, yes, you can.
Jump Street, this story was horrible. It was horrible. And that's why this movie was so bad.
The story was all over the place.
My daughter went with her friends to go see this movie. I dropped her off. Within 30 minutes, she's calling me back. I said, "What's wrong with you?" She said, "Pops, I'm sorry you can't get your money back, but I don't want to stay here." So I ran in there and go see what was going on. In the first 10 minutes, I was like, "Baby, I understand. I'm so sorry. It's a child abuse. If I want to punish you, we'll go watch Superman, Wonder Woman 84. I'm so sorry."
You actually went into a direction I was about to go in. So there's once upon a time ago, I went to the movie theaters to go see the movie.
Once upon a time ago.
Spawn. Once upon a time ago. I went to see Spawn. I was hyped for it. Within the first 5 minutes of the movie, after the opening scene, credits, or whatever you want to call it, A dude stood up and said, "What the f- is this?" and walked out the movie theater. And about 20 of us decided to walk out, but then I was like, "Yo, we just paid for this," so we walked back in, and I actually finished the movie, and I was thoroughly disappointed. And I thought I could never see another superhero movie that horrible.
Wait till Jamie Foxx can make a police bomb. Watch what happens.
Until WW84. The worst
Don't get the whole name.
hero
What
movie
franchise is Spawn?
in creation.
Spawn is.
I want to say
I
Marvel
think he's Dark Horse.
or Dark Horse or something like that. I thought it was Marvel.
Image Comics.
Who?
Image. He's Image Comics.
Okay.
That's Todd McFarlane and I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I was hating Michael Jai White for years. Like he owed me money. I thought, why would you do this? Why would you do this?
He needed the money.
Look, I was on a date when I saw WW84, and I left him and the movie.
Oh,
God damn.
gosh. I don't know if it was that bad to leave the brother at the movie theater, but
Right. What did he do?
No, well, to be honest, it was a horrible date, so it was a good excuse to get out of it. But
Did he get you popcorn?
right. He ain't put no butter on your popcorn.
that's a whole nother story. I was in, where was I? That was 2020. I was in Colorado. Then,
See, even the people out there are cold.
That's it. That'll do it.
Right, you put the M&Ms in there with the popcorn. It's a fat moment. I'm sorry. So yeah, all in all, I think Wonder Woman was underrated.
Wonder Woman was underrated.
Wonder Woman 84 was disrespectful. Y'all didn't get a rating. It's just 4.
Should have been rated. Why do I see two calves?
Am I high?
no, you're not that high.
All right, bet.
Oh, there we go. I was like, you cloned yourself, brother? Okay, you got to show me how to do that.
It's 2 syllables to code on the screen.
Right.
Shut up.
Is this Kev and then crazy Kev? Like, how you gonna talk to yourself?
Not with you people. I was trying to wait for Brian to come back because the next
He left the community.
What?
He left the community.
There you go.
I'm here.
All
Oh,
right.
you're gonna like the next one.
So let's backtrack a little bit before we move on to this final one. So 85 years of Batman, we have minus Naeem because you wasn't here for that conversation. Have agreed and disagreed that it is over and underrated at the same time. Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman movie was can't even say underrated. All right, we go with that. WW84 was completely overrated and should be burnt and thrown into the
Never to be seen again.
the nuclear power plant in Springfield, where Donald Trump said they're allegedly eating dogs and cats. and
I'm waiting for that to be a Baltimore Club mix.
It will. You know how y'all do.
Don't do that, Dan. Don't do that.
I'm not even going to go on that. The Donald Trump thing, because this is no. Anyway, back to the fun stuff.
You fired.
Hey, even the dog.
Spawn was drawn under Image Comics, but belongs to Todd McFarlane.
Well,
There we go. All right, so you ready, Danny?
Let's do it.
Next movie we're gonna be talking about is Man of Steel.
I figure he'd be excited.
Yeah,
Superman can do no wrong.
instead of just saying Superman 400, you're just gonna call it something else. Okay.
Don't you disrespect our Man of Steel and Savior.
With
Whoa.
the imminent destruction of Krypton.
I don't know about that last comment, but
Yeah. Yeah,
Go ahead.
You talking about The Witcher? Are we not supposed to disrespect The Witcher?
Go ahead, Danny.
With the imminent destruction of Krypton, their whole planet,
Again.
Jor-El, aka Russell Crowe, and his wife seek to preserve their race by sending their infant son to Earth. The child's spacecraft lands on a farm of Jonathan aka Kevin Costner, and Martha, aka Diane Lane.
Yeah, in Yellowstone. Yeah.
Why you say that name?
Who named them Clark and raised them as their own son. Though his extraordinary abilities have led him to an adult Henry Cavill, aka the new Wolverine, living on the fringe of society, he finds he must become a superhero that loves life and never to die a threat. Release date June 14th, 2013. It is adapted from Superman. Box office, it made $670.1 million. It took $225 million to make it.
They made a nice little profit.
I'm sorry, you said they made how much?
$670 million.1.
Okay, at least you got, and what you put out and then some.
It's enough to get a sequel, unfortunately.
All right, so Brian over there making a to-go plate while he's out in the community. Because I know what that is. That's that. Let me go ahead and pack this up. Let me put this on this plate real quick.
Don't eat everybody mac and cheese. Some people put raisins in it. Run.
Pass the peas.
Yeah, he said, "Shut up, you don't know me."
Who said that?
Brian, that's what he just said. He said, "Shut up, you don't know me."
Get the potato salad.
Dude, we all black. We all done it. So here's my problem with the Superman franchise.
It's too many.
Yeah.
Which one?
Like no disrespect. No disrespect to Christopher Reeves. Like I said, I'm always gonna respect the GOATs. I'm always gonna respect the originals. A couple of Supermans that followed him was pretty good. But at some point in time it was just like it was just not the same anymore. Now you're just making Superman movies to make Superman movies. Like this is when they lost me. And I don't know if this falls under that category, but I think it was Superman Returns. No, what was it?
I like Superman Returns.
Was that the one when he had a bastard child with Lois? Allegedly? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that's when they lost me. That's when they lost me. Like, Superman got a bastard kid, so Superman just abandoned all responsibilities and then comes back to Earth and find out he might have a kid.
He found out he was on child support, and then he acted accordingly.
All right, so
Superman on child support. Can you imagine how much that bill is going to be for child support?
So for me, Superman Returns, outside the storyline, I think Brandon Routh did an absolutely bang out job as Clark and Superman. He's honestly, outside of Christopher Reeve, he's my favorite Superman. Him and the guy that played on the Superman and Lois TV show. Honestly, outside of Christopher Reeve, he's my favorite Superman. Him and the guy that played.
Well, that's weird.
What happened there?
Man, Jesus is in the building.
What happened?
That was just a weird echo. It was a weird delayed echo.
Right.
My man got split personality when it comes to Superman.
He was throwing his voice. That's what it was.
Batman.
So I don't know, like, and I saw what y'all said, like Henry Cavill. He was a good Superman, but it's just too many of them. Like I always felt like once Smallville ended, they should have got him. I can't think of the guy's name. They should have got him to be Superman from here on out, or up until he said, "No, I'm done."
He should have been a Superman until he was done and old, or whatever you want to call it. He earned that
because the reality is, from the late '90s, 2000s, or whatever, we grew up watching him, and for us that are adults and like people grew up with him. So now you already have that fan base, like Dawson's Creek, right? So you have that fan base that follow him. It's no different than
like who?
Perfect example, Dawson's Creek. Perfect example.
I know you said that. I just want to make sure I heard that both of you said.
But he didn't want to do it though.
Right, but perfect example though, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne started rapping. Hear me out, Chris. I know you put your head down, but hear me out. Lil Wayne started rapping like he got signed to Cash Money when he was like, what, 13, 14 years old, something stupid like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Little Wayne's in his early 30s. Little Wayne still has the same fan base. And not only does he have the same fan base that grew up with him, now those parents have their kids listening to Little Wayne music. So these things, some parents. But but my point is DC could have did the same thing with the guy from Smallville. You had a fan base that grew up watching him. And then that fan base grew up to become parents. So now those parents want to take their kids to go see this guy play Superman. So inherently, your fan base grows.
But didn't he say he didn't want it?
That's the reason why the show stopped. He was done. He was tired of it.
He didn't want it?
He was tired of it.
So you couldn't have gotten that because he didn't want to do it.
I don't think they make the pot sweet enough for him. Because it's different. It's the difference in you doing a weekly TV show recording versus you doing a movie every 3 years.
Could have got Dean Cain. He could, he could have put on a muscle suit though, because it was a little chunky. But go a little further back.
I just feel like, but my point is, you could have got somebody that already had a connection with the fans as Superman instead of introducing these different. Huh?
That's one of DC's biggest flaws. No connection.
Right.
I didn't care about this Superman until the Justice League movie. We came back to life. I didn't care about the first version of it. What happened?
I hated when he came back.
Garbage.
Only like when he came back and he was jacking everybody up. That was it. When he looked at Flash and Flash was running around him and yo was like, "Oh, you can see me?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only part I like.
That man came back and felt like.
I like the Man of Steel movie. Again, I get tired of hearing the same story told over and over again. But I didn't mind Henry as Superman. Like, I think he did a decent job.
It was Zod. Go ahead, say it. It was Zod. You ain't like Zod, did you?
Again, growing up with the Christopher Reeves Superman and
that Zod
already had a Zod.
Mm-hmm.
Like
you go from Neil before Zod to this guy being Zod.
So it just didn't stack up the same way. So I'm kind of middle of the road with this one, and I probably didn't like Justice League as much because I was middle of the road with this movie.
I think everybody was in the middle of the road with Justice League till the Snyder's Cut came out, and you were just sleeping.
I didn't like either version. I didn't like either cut.
You know what turned me off from the Snyder's Cut of Justice League?
What you want?
Shoot. You know what turned me off from Justice League Snyder Cut? It wasn't the movie itself, because I thought the 3.5 hours was a good movie because you got to see scenes that was taken out and it told a better story. It was the stuff that was going on in the background. Like, why every time when Wonder Woman came on the scene, there was this loud Amazon-ish type, right? Why? And it was super loud. Because
it lets you know it was about her. Every time you got to know who's coming through. When you hear that, it's her.
But you know how I can tell it's her when I see her.
You preaching? That's $1 on the board, right on the podium.
But you also remember that was prepping you for the movie that was coming soon.
Still, it was overkill for me with that. That one thing took me out of the movie. So whenever Wonder Woman was on the screen, I stopped paying attention. Now, if it was like a collective group of them, I was with it. But every time she popped up, or there was a battle scene, a fight scene with her, it was that killed me. Like, and I mean, look, if I could sit there and watch X for 3 hours and some other movies over 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Watch what?
I can watch X. Malcolm X was 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
Man of Steel. It was cool. If it's like if you had nothing else to watch, then I feel like you would have should have. I don't know if HBO Max was out at the time, but it should have went straight to HBO Max.
It was not.
No.
It's one of those situations where, you know, if you ain't got nothing else to do, I'm gonna go check this out. Because I'm a superhero movie fan, I'm gonna go see it. But was I dying to see it? Did I care about it really? Not really.
So
Superman has been out before all of us were even born. A few of them have
They
died.
had a black and white TV
One of
show
them,
that was
one of
like.
them committed suicide or something.
They had a black and white TV show that was like what, 15 minutes long?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Superman has been around forever. There's been more Supermans than I think Batman. I think they're kind of equal. I think they're kind of like right here, neck and neck. But how many versions of these characters we've had?
Superman got him beat.
You need to dig into some other characters we ain't heard of yet and start pulling some of them out. We tired of this.
So they tried to do Swamp Thing, but that ain't working out too well.
Who cares about Swamp Thing?
Who cares about Superman?
I mean,
give me the Wonder Twins. Give me,
yeah,
the Wonder Twins.
Hawkman or something. I don't know.
The Wonder
I Wonder
Twins.
Twins TV show. I Wonder Twins TV show would probably slap.
would be good.
Yo, I Wonder Twins TV show.
It's like taking Aquaman out the water.
You know why?
It wasn't good in the water.
You know why Smallville was such a big hit? Because they dug into other characters that we wouldn't really get to see.
The only thing I didn't like about Smallville, not understanding, it might be like an alternate universe, but I didn't like the fact that him and Lex Luthor was like friends at one point growing up.
But honestly, pre-crisis, they were. Lex and Superman.
It made the storyline more interesting.
Yeah, it did.
Because you were waiting for them to turn on each. You were waiting for that. You were waiting for that.
Right.
Yeah, you knew it was coming, but you just wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just like the new Transformers, you waited for Megatron to pop out, but when he popped out, it was on.
All right, so we already know Brian's going to say that Man of Steel was underrated. So that's a given.
Listen, you know how I feel about Superman.
Right.
That's your savior.
We know it. We know that's why we said that we just gonna give you that dub for you, because we already know you're not gonna give any Superman movie a L, even though he had an illegitimate child.
There's two Supermans. Honestly, there's two Supermans movies I would give an L to.
Okay.
It's number 4.
Rest for peace.
Rest in peace, and number 3.
You ain't like the electric guy, whatever his name was, with the electric nails.
It was a fake Brainiac in number 3.
Wasn't that Jamie Foxx?
No,
it was Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor.
Oh, no, I love I'm thinking,
you know the lady came in aluminum foil head?
I like that movie with Richard Pryor, man. What are you talking about?
No, you like Richard Pryor. You didn't like the movie. You just like Richard Pryor in the movie.
That might be it.
And the only reason why Richard Pryor was even in Superman 3, because he told a joke like, "Why don't nobody put me in the Superman movies?" He got put in Superman 3.
And that was the only interesting thing about it.
Yeah, I mean, and I like the fact that he fought himself. I was 10. I thought it was funny. But Man of Steel, what I liked about Man of Steel, and a lot of people get after me about saying this, I love the fighting of him and Zod. I like that it was just such on a grand scale that if you see two Kryptonians fighting, this is the kind of destruction that's supposed to happen.
Dropping buildings on kids. They dropping buildings on kids' heads. Yeah, okay.
I mean, there's going to be casualties. Like, you have two people who are literally invulnerable in every sense of the word, fighting each other. Like, it's going to be casualties in it. And I think that's part of the reason why I like Batman versus Superman as well, because it showed us from another side, another angle of that same fight. Him killing Zod at the end, I get it. I get why he had to do it. I don't want my Superman to be granted, he's supposed to be the ultimate Boy Scout, but
get a little dirt on your nails, sir.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy Man of Steel. I think could have been better. Absolutely. I think it was a little too dark and gritty for a Superman movie, but I enjoyed it.
I feel like maybe if the Superman movies was a little bit more dark and grittier, it might be a little bit, it gets to give you a different
Superman's
story.
not a dark and gritty character.
He's not a dark character.
He's not supposed to be.
He should be.
John Cena with the cape on.
Pretty much.
And Tidy
He's
Whitey.
the ultimate Boy Scout. He's the ultimate Boy Scout.
That went over your head, Chris.
If it wasn't for that dark version of Superman, I don't think we would have the TV show The Boys.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Because if people can accept this, then wait till y'all see this.
And the boys is wow.
Listen, that show
What's
was.
the so was that animated show?
Invincible.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all.
I actually just finished watching like
Omni-Man and Omni-Man in Mortal Kombat 1 is ridiculous. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
Like, he is a problem.
He's OP. He's OP.
He is a problem.
But again, these characters are based off of DC. As much as people love Marvel, those characters are based off of the Justice League.
No, you're absolutely right.
Marvel can't be imitated nor duplicated.
Because they so unique. Like,
You see what happened when you imitated Namor? You got Aquaman. You see how well that did.
Whoa. Aquaman, don't do that. I like Aquaman. I like every Aquaman movie. Don't do that.
The movie was trash.
It was not trash, sir.
Oh, I gotta disagree with you on that, Danny. The Aquaman movies is not trash.
The second one
was good.
the first
Those
one,
movies
the
was
second one, they
hilarious.
could have kept that. They could have kept the second one.
I like the second one.
I feel like
I ain't gonna be with the second one.
Go ahead,
It's
Mercy.
The second one was Black Panther underwater. That's all it was. It was Black Panther underwater.
That part.
I like the second one more than I like the first one.
That part. Thank you, Chris.
I think Jason Momoa is hilarious as Aquaman.
He's got a drink. Mimosas or drinks?
Mimosa is a drink.
Look, y'all know I can't pronounce nothing. Leave me alone.
Mimosa.
What you be having in the full pit?
Water.
Sure.
That chameleon wine.
Nope.
But
We got generic Welch's grape juice in the little cups with the wafer on top.
the
Matter of
Brian
fact, I got committed tomorrow.
when Brian said it was like
How great?
underwater Black Panther, you're correct. That goes back to what we were saying earlier, that if you see a formula working, I'm gonna go ahead and try this formula with this movie concept. I'm gonna give you the background. I'm gonna show you where they come from. I'm gonna make the colors bright. I'm gonna make the cinematic stuff real deep and extra and rich. It worked over here, so why wouldn't it work over here?
It worked over there. I also DC. I think DC just need to go back to the proverbial drawing board. Like, I kind of get what Dwayne Johnson was trying to do with Black Adam. He was trying to make it original and make it stand out on his own. So I can commend him for that.
Oh,
But
it did.
You did stand out on his own, but he did too much. He did too much.
Can y'all still see me?
Yeah, we can still see you. I know you got to hit the road, Brian. So I know you got to get back home to the kids. We appreciate you dropping in, sir. Definitely. When we have this conversation again, we'll be back with you.
I'm actually going to Comic-Con tomorrow, and I might be doing an episode in the basement with B from the Comic-Con tomorrow.
Okay, I remember. I remember you was mentioning that to me, so I'll definitely be tuning in. We will be tuning in for that. My son actually went today. Okay. My son went today and saw the best Macho Man impersonator ever because he was like, "I met Macho Man today." I was like,
"Wait,
what?"
Paul,
was like,
coming back to Baltimore?
Yeah, first year back. First year back, and he was like, "Yo, I met Macho Man Randy Savage." That was like, "No, you didn't." He was like, "No, I did." No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Because Macho Man Randy Savage is dead, son. He's been dead for quite some time. He was like, "No, I faked him." I was like, "So say an impersonator then." That's how we start that sentence off. You're 20 years old. How you gonna gaslight your father? That's messed up. But
Comic-Con down here is ass, man.
Yo, he said he was dressed up like Macho Man Randy Savage with the Slim Jim outfit on and everything. And he was like, the dude just pulled the Slim Jim out from out his sleeve.
Wait a minute.
Well, he was doing the cream of the crop magic trick. Like, remember the cream of the crop? promo he cut, that's what the guy was doing. He knew it word for word. Chris, I know you're not a wrestling fan, and I understand that, but if you ever get a chance, go on YouTube and look up Macho Man Randy Savage Cream of the Crop promo. It is the best promo that man has ever cut. He is.
We're gonna get you on the wrestling.
He was talking mad trash and doing a magic trick at the same time, and he wasn't even a magician. All right,
3 minutes.
Like it was the best. It was the best promo. It was the best promo this man has ever cut in his life, and to this day is my favorite promo.
Bone Crusher is ready.
So if you get a chance, like you got to get past a little comicness of his voice because he was an old school character. So either out in public, he was in character. So if you met him in public, he was Macho Man Randy Savage. So,
you got the lust in your eyes. I see your eyes. You're looking at that girl.
all right. I'm sorry, Chris. I know you're not a wrestling fan. And she's like, okay, I'm going to look it up. And I'm not. So,
yes.
Don't worry. I'll send her the link.
Yeah.
Out.
I love to hear about
It'd be like the best 5 minutes.
The colors is popping. The hair, the lips. Boom.
We're not doing this today. Nope.
I mean, that's what happens when you come back from Jamaica feeling all refreshed and renewed.
What does it mean?
Y'all supposed to be talking about comic books, movies.
First of all, you already know how this show goes.
I know.
Yes. They tend to veer off subject. I try to keep it focused
all the time.
For real, you try to keep us focused? Okay.
It be me. I try to keep everybody focused.
We know that's a lie. Anyway.
What you mean? I'm the most saved one in this group.
You said the most saved or sane?
First of all, saved is a big word. That's a stretch.
Okay. I was going to say, I know you ain't say that. That's why I just had to clarify. I had to check.
I've been saved 3 times.
I thought you only have to do it once, and you just gotta stay.
Got a few wall. They had expiration date. You
gotta renew your license.
Some people.
Wow.
Y'all got 2 ministers on this thing right now, and y'all managed to blow both our minds all at the same time.
Every 4 years, renew your license, sir.
Every 4 years, you got to.
Every 4 years, renew your salvation. I'm done with you people.
As a matter of fact, one of my customers today was a pastor. I was talking to him, and all of a sudden he was like, "You have a church home?" In my mind, I was like, "Uh-oh."
Because he knew you wasn't.
You gotta do is recall the last one you've been at.
Seasoned pastors and anointed pastors can find heathens.
But look, I was talking about, do you want your furniture wrapped? And he was like, yeah. And I started talking about my son, and he was like, you have a lot of passion in your voice. Because I was writing too. He was like, what are you writing? Write my book. He was like, what are you writing about? He baited me right there. That's when he got me. And then he found out what my real name is. He was like, well, that's a strong book in the Bible. It's a strong book. Uh-oh. Damn. Right.
We got a big one here.
Anyway.
Daniel. Here we go. No.
All right, stop. Bring it back. We done.
Hey, Daniel, do you like lions?
We're done. So, y'all the reason why I stay in prayer.
What happened?
He said this reason why he put oil around his laptop.
Yes.
What? Kevin said Daniel's coming on. Daniel's coming. Hold on, Jesus.
You gotta keep it anointed.
He's another guy with 754 bottles of baby oil.
I'm so sorry. Chris is trying her best just to be like, she is so quiet right now.
Hey, Kevin, why do you have 754 bottles of prayer oil?
Wow.
I am not Diddy.
Diddy reference already.
I'm surprised it took us this long. I don't. Do y'all listen to The Weeknd?
Not on purpose.
Not on the weekdays.
Y'all stupid. He has this song called "High for This." In the beginning of the song, I was listening to it earlier. Yes, I listen to secular music. People out there.
Your favorite rapper, Tupac.
My favorite rapper is not Tupac. I don't have a favorite rapper. I don't have a favorite rapper. And when I listen to that beginning of that song, I have a whole new perspective on the beginning of it now after the whole Diddy situation. So if y'all just look up the lyrics, you just look up the lyrics, and it's. I don't think I could ever listen to that song again. I was in my truck like, nope. So with that being said, no. Not speaking of oil. We're moving on. We're moving on, people. We do love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. We are about to wrap this up. Danny, before I get to you, Chris, tell our people where they can find you and what you're doing. Any upcoming episode that we can come and bogart the comment section.
Well, I mean,
I'll bogart.
You know, though we had a very left conversation about being saved, my Lazarus Movement podcast actually just had an episode before I joined you all this evening. So that's up on my YouTube page and on my Facebook page. And then 2 weeks ago, for Coffee and Tea, I did a show about infertility called Hope on Hold. So it was a pretty vulnerable conversation that I had with myself live, pretty much. So it's there. And we won't have another Coffee and Tea show until next month, but stay tuned.
So I do want to say, because I saw that episode, that your last episode of Coffee and Tea, and someone who has known you for many, many years, I commend you for being that vulnerable and that open about your situation and your personal experience dealing with that. So I definitely commend you, because I know that takes a level of confidence and a level of vulnerability to do that. So salute to you, my love. Nah.
Yo,
Where you at? Not physically.
I was say you already know we don't do that, brother. We don't do that. We don't do that. No, I'm good. I mean, just working, doing some things. This is kind of the busy season for the kid. Did some shirts, some hoodies, and whatnot. Got some MSU, SMU. I'm still kind of tossing that idea up. Those things will be coming out soon.
What about Raven shirt? Because you asked me if I wanted one. I was like, yeah, but you never sent me how much the cost and stuff will be.
Well, I haven't put it in production yet because I have to finish these other people things. So okay. I'll get to you on that in a second. We still, because you still got me on pause for the other thing. So I ain't know if you want to be.
I gotta talk to this one in the top right corner, the one that's sitting right here, right there. Him. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Gotta talk to him about the merch.
But everything is queued up. All you got to do is give me a thumbs up, and I got you.
All right, cool. Yes, Chris, you're cute. You see the eyebrow. We see the eyebrows.
Facts.
Danny, what do we have on deck for next week, sir?
Oh man, we have a what if issue number 2 or what if.
Actually, this is not issue number 2. This is issue number 3.
I thought it was number 3. I thought we did 2. I thought y'all did 2 what ifs.
Yeah.
What was the second one?
Seth Rollins.
Yes. That was the first one.
No, y'all did somebody else. I know that.
Wasn't it the Usos and New Day? No, not Usos New Day. I'm sorry. That was
that was the bad one. No, this is our this is our third what if. I gotta go back and pull it, but this is our third one.
All right. Well, I can't. Listen, we got them this year. This season is actually jam packed all the way through. I like it.
Yes.
The third issue of what if is coming up this week. I'm gonna drop it tonight. What it is going to be happening. What is the issue about? I will be dropping it tonight, so please be ready when it drop on the podcast, on the website, whatever point to be.
I'm asking right now, bro.
Oh, you want to know what it is now?
Yes.
You want to know right now?
Oh, fine then. Since you act so nicely, Kevin. Yelling at me, I'm a grown man, son. Yelling at me. It is. What if Roman Reigns is not the tribal chief?
WWE would be out of business.
Dang, deep.
We don't know that. That's why it's called What If.
Sir, come on. Let's be realistic.
It might be a two-parter, two-issue.
So, a volume 1 and a volume 2.
If it was real tribal, WWE would be your main wrestling promotion right now.
So
and that's sad to say.
So we're doing.
I would rather watch wheelchair wrestling.
We're doing What If next week. What if Roman Reigns never was the OTC? I did like how he spun the OTC thing. He was like, not only am I the original tribal chief, I'm the only tribal chief. I was like, you double play with the same letters. I see what you did there.
He's a rapper. He's a bar.
I know this is not a wrestling pod episode, but can we just appreciate this man promo with Cody the other day? Like one of the best face-to-faces you've seen in a very long time, if not the best.
And my man said, "You're in my way.
You're in my way
of my life.
You in my way in life." Sir, that joint hit.
I know you can't see my son right now, but he's putting his one up so high he's smacking the ceiling fan.
All right, so we're not going to get this because Chris is trying to hold on right now. Not commend her.
I'm tired. I'm sorry, Chris, to keep you on here this long.
I'm not tired. I can't make no comments.
She said she just like, yep, sure did.
We gonna get you in the right. Hear this face.
We're gonna get her to watch an episode of SmackDown. Ease in there.
All right. Mm-hmm. So, and then the 6th, we are live on Sunday, September 6th. We are live for the Bad Blood Fallout.
You mean October 6th?
Yeah, thank you. I said
we going back?
Didn't I?
Yeah, we
going back. Look, thank you. I'm tired.
What? You see the going crazy.
October 6th, which is a Sunday, we're going to be live here on YouTube and Facebook for the Bad Blood Fallout. So we're going to be jumping to that, and hopefully Big Nah is available for that because we like to have the.
I will pencil that in my calendar right now. I got you.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you can find Big Dan music on Psycho Music on Spotify. So go to Spotify and type it in the way it looks right there, Psycho Music, and he has a plethora of instrumentals that you can listen to for free on Spotify. And if you would like to purchase any of those instrumentals, just email us at twofatguyspodcast99@gmail.com or DM us directly on our Facebook or Instagram pages, which is Two Fat Guys Podcast for Facebook and Two Fat Guys Podcast 99 for Instagram. He would love to work with you. He definitely has more music on deck. If you're looking for something in particular, certain style, he can make it happen for you. I am no longer selling beats because that is a headache for me. And you can also find us on Twitch. You can find us on Twitch under Crazy Gaming, which is for me, KRAYZE Gaming. And you can find Dan on Psycho Gaming on Twitch. He does stream more than me. I should be streaming tomorrow. I don't know what I'm streaming. So come and check around 3 o'clock-ish. I should be live. And y'all follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We thank y'all so much. Once again, find us at Two Fat Guys Podcast 99@gmail.com. If you have any suggestions or just want to leave us a positive remark, we appreciate it. Facebook, Two Fat Guys Podcast, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube are all Two Fat Guys Podcast 99. Two Fat Guys Podcast 99 for Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Spotify, I like how she. Spotify is Two Fat Guys Podcast. I did get a couple messages. Everybody was asking what happened to the episode from last week. I did not upload last week's episode because the audio and the technical difficulty we was having from the live broadcast was crappy. So I was not going to subject y'all to that. That's not what we're trying to do. So once again, we do thank y'all. We love y'all. She said, "I think we got it." Yes, you just want to make sure y'all got it. More East.
TEW.
Two fat guys. Okay.
So once again, we thank y'all so much. We do appreciate the love and support. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Brian, for coming in, chopping it up with us, talking some nerd stuff. We appreciate y'all. We love the support. This podcast community is such a beautiful thing. What?
Mine.
Anyway, so with that being said, we will see y'all at the same bad time on the same bad channel. Guys, shout out to Old School Batman joint at the end of the show. Once again, tell a friend to tell a friend. That is Two Fat Guys Podcast. We love y'all. Peace.